So after teaching all these things, mass, weight, you understand what is rate as well. We can finally move on to this big word. What exactly are we learning in density? So now there are many ways to explain this, many ways. I will start with this approach first. Density, it's the amount. When I write AMT, it means amount. It's the amount of packing. What does it mean, right? So let's go back to this box A and box B example. Let's imagine I've got two boxes that are exactly the same size. Okay, and then in one box, I pack 3 items inside, and in the other one, I pack more. So which is more packed, A or B? B. Then we know that B has more density. That is how you want to see density. It's about the amount of packing. But to make this comparison fair, you must make sure that A and B have the same size. So number one, it must be the same size box. Okay, the boxes must be same size, but more is packed into B. Therefore, we say B has more density. Can you appreciate what density means now from this perspective about the packing? So why did I get this inspiration from? When I gave students break at time Sec 1 or so, they went to buy potato chips. So 2 students bought 2 different brands. One guy came back, said, Mr. Ang, I felt cheated. I said, why? And I opened up, half of it is air. You all know what I'm talking about, right? This is how they pack potato chips. Then the other guy opened up, Mr. Ang, he's got more. He's got less than half of it is air. Mine is almost half of it is air. Then I realized actually you can explain density using this amount of packing stuff. So when you buy potato chips, you want to buy the one with more density. That means there are more chips packed inside the same packaging. Understand? Okay. So this is the first way. You can copy this now. Okay. What's the recording? Okay, let me resume the recording. So you understand the amount of packing already. So I use this chance to remind you again, what is the implication of density? The word less dense means lesser density. Okay. So the word more dense means more density. So the less dense object can float on the more dense object. So one way we talk about this just now was talk about oil and water. So if you have a container of oil and water, what is going to happen is the oil will float above the water. Okay, so this is one way to understand density. The one that is less dense. So there are many ways to understand density. One is talk about the amount of packing, and then now I'm talking about how they float on each other, things like that. Okay, so you can copy this briefly now, because just now you didn't copy. Pause the recording. One more thing with you before we move on to the challenging part. Okay, so another way to understand density, okay, is this. Remember this statement: same material, same density. Okay, so what I mean by same material, same density, meaning to say, for example, a big piece of paper and a small piece of paper, they actually have the same density. So the crucial part is, as long as the paper is the same type, made of the same material, one is big, one is small, but they end up having the same density. So this is a bit difficult to understand, but you can copy this first, then later I will show you the meaning why this is the case. Okay, that's it. So now I introduced 3 basic ideas of density to you. I think personally, I like this a lot. The amount of packing is very easy to understand. Okay, copy this, pause the recording here.